Hello and welcome, and today we have some interesting stories for you. We're going to start off with the first one, where we have learned that the Duke of Sussex stayed at Althorp, Princess Diana's childhood home, during his recent UK visit, and this is an exclusive. So, as we know, Prince Harry made a poignant visit to Althorp House, the ancestral home of his late mother. The Duke of Sussex stayed with his uncle, Charles Spencer, at Althorp House following his surprise appearance at the memorial service for his late uncle, Lord Robert Fellowes, on August the 29th. Fellowes, who married Diana's sister, Lady Jane, was remembered at the service, which also was attended by Prince William, according to some reports, and Diana's other sister, Lady Sarah. The service was held 2 days before the 27th anniversary of Diana's passing in August 31st, and Diana was 36 and is buried on the island in the middle of Round Oval Lake at Althorp. On the anniversary of his sister's death, Charles IX Earl Spencer honored Princess Diana on Instagram with a tribute post featuring a collage of photos and newspaper clippings. The collection included the images from Diana's christening and a childhood photo of her playing outside. In May, Spencer shared that for his 60th birthday, he received a heartfelt gift, a beautifully handcrafted wooden boat made by a friend's husband. It was thoughtfully designed for him to cross to the island where he visits his sister's burial site. I did update yesterday, by the way, on Harry's time at St. Mary's Church for the service for Lord Fellowes. If you want to watch that, links will be appearing in the end screen. So as the article here summarizes, people were astounded that Harry showed up, and a source said, quote, "He was on remarkably good form, and you could tell that he was very pleased to see everybody, and he was very pleased that he had come over," end quote. Very fantastic update once again. Charles Spencer, several of the Spencer cousins were also there, loving on the Duke of Sussex, and it's amazing to know that Charles himself opened up the door for Harry to stay at the family estate and provided that haven for him where he could feel safe and also free after that service, perhaps to take some time and remember his mother. Of course, the grounds themselves at Althorp are historic. That's where his mother grew up, and I'm sure the place is just bursting with memories of her. I'm sure he had so much time to reminisce his mother with his uncle. And what we've got to say one thing about Charles Spencer. He has been there for Harry. He was there for the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games celebration. And he has been so consistent in the life of Harry. Also, I think a couple of you have pointed out that even remember when Meghan was about to get married to Harry, and as we learned later concerning all the behind the scenes that was going on concerning the tiara that Meghan would or would not wear, that once again the Spencer family had stepped up and offered Meghan the Spencer tiara, which is historic. Of course, Harry's mother wore it on her own wedding day, and the whole story turns out that in the end Meghan got to wear another tiara, but just the offer as well, I think that's just so touching. So it's good to know that Harry has his family by him. They love him on his mother's side. And you know what? Charles Spencer did pledge to be there for the boys at that time. The brothers are all grown up. So it's been interesting seeing the story being covered. A lot of you have pointed out that there has been, and let me just segue into this. There have been some stories where segments of the British press have been printing out stories that are suggesting that Harry is, quote, desperate to get back into the UK as a working royal in the royal fold, end quote, stuff like that. But it's interesting, now that we have learned that Harry stayed with his uncle, Charles, now there is a story that came out that Harry had snubbed, in quotes, King Charles, apparently another offer for him to stay somewhere. And I'm sure if Harry is to respond to all of these stories, that he will probably say he was never even offered because he just turned up. There was no notice. This was a surprise. He just showed up, and I'm sure that his uncle was so happy to host him when he was there. So it's been interesting, and that's why I'm going to segue into story number 2, where we have a report here that allegedly the Duke of Sussex has basically given a stance on how he views his life, whether he's desperate, in quotes, or not, to return to royal duties. So according to a story here by The Telegraph and many others, let's just summarize it here. The Duke of Sussex has no interest, in quotes, in returning to royal duties in the UK and is focused solely on his future in the United States. Prince Harry's efforts to maintain contact with old friends, coupled with an evident desire to repair his relationship with the king, have prompted renewed speculation that he is seeking a fresh start and even an official working role within the family fold, according to some reports. But multiple sources close to the Duke have said that this is not the case and that he is happy and settled in California with an amazing, in quotes, new set of friends and several projects on the horizon. Since relocating to the US, the Duke has maintained contact with a tight group of trusted advisors with whom he worked in his former UK life, some of whom he occasionally turns to for advice. However, they too expressed surprise at the suggestion that he might one day return to royal duties and are unaware of an alleged, quote, blueprint, in quotes, outlining how he might one day begin moving in the UK circles again, the existence of which was first reported by the Mail on Sunday. The newspaper claimed certain friends, in quotes, want a key lieutenant to lead a comeback campaign, in quotes, naming Ed Lane Fox, the Duke's former private secretary, as the ideal candidate. Mr. Lane Fox, a former captain in the household cavalry, has maintained contact with him and sits on the board of the Invictus Games. The Duke has also stayed in touch with a handful of old friends from his school days. Although some are not as close as before, a few have stuck by him and have remained fiercely loyal. Those he is said to have contacted recently out of the blue are those, quote, acquired in more recent times, end quote, rather than old Etonian friends. As he prepares to turn 40 next week, he may be reflecting on his life choices and those he has left behind, including his father and brother, with whom personal contact has all but evaporated, according to this article. But Harry has made no secret of his wish to reunite with the king in particular, despite conflicting narratives emerging from two camps about efforts to make contact and who is rebuffing who. The security issue also has remained a key factor, with UK visits all but ruled out amid claims that it is too dangerous for the Duke to return with no access to automatic police protection. He is awaiting the date for his appeal against a high court ruling after failing to successfully challenge the government's position. In the meantime, this article says that, his visit last month, in which he managed to fly in and out of the UK unnoticed to attend the funeral of his uncle, may pave the way for more frequent homecomings. And the article keeps pointing out that those around Harry, his team, wanted to keep the Duke's attendance under wraps, and it demonstrated that he could come and go with minimal fanfare and therefore minimal security risk. The visit also showed that the Duke is keen to stand shoulder to shoulder with his family. Those close to him maintain that, despite the ongoing rift with his father and brother, he is incredibly happy and is determined to look forwards, not back. He is now preparing for a trip to New York, which he will be taking part in engagements connected to his various charities, including African Parks, the Halo Trust, the Diana Award, and Travelist. By the way, we will be covering that on this channel. Looking forward to that, as well as Prince Harry's upcoming birthday. So you know what? I want to just pause there and say this. It is interesting. Once again, we have seen a couple of articles which have been trying to point out that Harry wants to go back to the UK. And it has been interesting to see how some segments of the press have responded to the success that Harry and Meghan have had quite recently in the visits to Nigeria and Colombia, which have been bitterly coined as quasi-royal tours, in quotes. But we have seen the success and the love that the couple have. Using their own brand of Harry and Meghan just have such a sparkle to them. They are magnetic. People love them. They have great rapport with everyone they encounter. Even on the first time basis, there is just such warmth and love, and they just have that glow around them that we have got to be honest and admit the royal family right now, they are missing that spark. And Harry and Meghan are just off doing their own thing. And what they have is working for them. They're not doing it on behalf of the crown. And we saw how bitter the coverage was of the success that Harry and Meghan have had. And it has led a lot of strange articles to start coming out, trying to allude that Harry is unhappy. What about these pictures shows unhappiness? Here is Harry and Meghan dancing their time away, having so much fun in Colombia, Meghan calling it her chapter of joy. And then on the other hand, you can see them trying to insinuate that Harry and Meghan are unhappy, they're not successful. I mean, are we redefining success now? because they're having a great time. And as I've pointed out, the doors keep flying open. Harry is going to go to New York. It's coming up. And they want him there. He's not forcing himself there. Same with Colombia, on invite. Same with Nigeria, on invite. And we're looking forward to seeing who else will be opening up more invitations for this couple. And here is a story. I did not even click on this. I just wanted to screen grab it here. This is an actual article concerning the Sussexes. The title says, quote, "Opinion. Prince Harry, you would have to leave Meghan behind, but here's how a royal return could work," end quote. So you can see where the desperation is coming from, and it's not from Harry's side. Harry is not leaving Meghan behind, and I did try and point this out. Harry and Meghan have that it factor that the royal family sorely need, and they had that in Queen Elizabeth and Harry. They were doing a lot of carrying of the royal family brand, and when Meghan came in the picture, she just shot that up 1,000%. So much excitement from even the youth. People who before would never have tuned in for these mundane events were tuning in to see what Meghan and Harry were up to. So it's quite interesting. Harry, once again, has no desire to return to royal duties. You know, he's forging his life in the US. And if it's to visit the UK, he only wants the police protection to ensure that he is safe. Meghan and the children are safe. They can get to learn about their ancestral heritage from the UK, but it's not for royal duties. Anyway, share your thoughts on this. I want to update you on this and ask what you think. So please jump in the comment section and share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. So we have a very quick update here. I'll add this in here in this video. There is a TV personality, Lizzie Cundy, who has been seen on screens on This Morning and more. However, she is now getting a new show of her own over on Amazon Prime. So this was being advertised, and I want to just give some clarity on this. So the former WAG, who was married to footballer Jason Cundy from 1994 until 2012, will feature in Prime Video's new series, Red Carpet Uncut. So this is what I wanted to give some clarity on. The series features Lizzie Cundy's red carpet interviews from her time as an entertainment reporter over the years, including chats with the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, before she became a Duchess, of course, and, you know, other stars, Jason Black, Tom Cruise, and other A-listers. So she did give a post about this on her Instagram page, and I wanted to give a bit of clarity on this. It's not her interviewing Meghan at the moment. What they will be doing is, in this series, they will basically go over her old interviews and have them just uncut, raw footage that people perhaps did not see. So that's how we'll probably get to see a bit more of Meghan there, for those of you who may tune in for that. So I wanted to give some clarity on that. It is not Meghan sitting down and doing an interview with her, and that's that. So I wanted just to add that in here. Share your thoughts on that in the comment section below. As always, before we log off, allow me here to thank those of you who support this channel financially and shout out a couple of you here by name. A very special thank you to you. Kathy Aye, thank you. I appreciate you for how loving and kind you've been. You are so special. Thank you for your continued support for my work here on YouTube. Your support means so much, and I feel your warmth and embrace. I love you and thank you. And a special thank you to you, Maggie Jackson. Thank you for the faithful and unwavering support for my work here on YouTube. I appreciate you for being a part of my journey for so many years. I love you. God bless you. You are dear and special. Thank you. And a very special thank you now to those of you who gave through Super Chat. Thank you to you, Rafaela Bertoni. Thank you for always being caring and kind, and accept my deepest gratitude. Your support is so meaningful to me. I pray for you always, and I'm so thankful to God for you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless. Once again, thank you to all who support this channel financially. And now, once again, share your thoughts with us about all this, your highlights, in the comment section. If you liked this one, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe. It truly does help out the channel. And also follow on Twitter or X. I'd love to see you on there for more informal posts. Have a great day. Keep it here for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.